Welcome back to Eau de Treasure, friends. This is Steven. This is my channel where I collect discontinued vintage rare and interesting fragrances where I live in Japan. And boy, do I unearth some gems. I find some absolute treasures here in Japan. Stuff that is sealed and hasn't been opened in 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years. It just sits in someone's house and then they get rid of it and I snatch it up, just like this beauty that arrived at my house yesterday, not today. I got this yesterday. I gotta open this one up today and let the seller know that everything is kosher inside this box. And I gotta go to work in about 15 minutes, so I'm pressed for time. Let me open this one up, show you guys the absolute gem that I found. This is a vintage Issey Miyake fragrance. You guys know L'Eau d'Issey. Well, have you ever seen a vintage, possibly first year or first edition sealed in the box? Maybe you haven't. I haven't either. Let's go check this out and discover this thing for the first time together. Look at that. I like this Japanese script. Doesn't that look cool? Arigato gozaimasu. Let's take a look at this vintage L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme. This is the 75 ml bottle. These came in 75 and 125 sizes. Issey Miyake was made by BPI, or Butte Prestige International, the same company that used to make Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. So also with Le Male, the same thing, 75 and 125 ml sizes. This thing is sealed. Brand new. And it looks like it's in perfect clean condition. This is nice to see. There is a Japanese product sticker that is affixed to the box underneath this seal. And we have a batch code on the bottom. It's an A batch code. A, can you see this? AYA93X. Now the batch codes don't mean much on these vintage BPI perfumes, because the postal code 75008, that means everything. That means that the fragrance was produced before 1997. So all I know for sure is that this is a pre-1997 L'Eau d'Issey, and it's just cool to have a batch code that starts with A. Some ingredients on the side here, Butte Prestige International, and it says 1994 on it. Guys, is this a first year? L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme, there's a ladies version too. This was released in 1994, it debuted, and this says 1994 on it, this side. So is this a Grail, guys? Would you consider this a L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme Grail? I would. So what do you think? I know there's a lot of guys that love this fragrance. I have some subscribers that have commented on my other video. I'll put a link up here to my other Issey Miyake video. I found a bottle of a vintage, and I also have this one here, guys. I have this one. This is what the bottle looks like on a vintage batch of Issey Miyake. You have the three lines right here: L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme Issey Miyake. Then you have the bottom here, Eau de Toilette. Looking at the bottom, can't really see it well in the light, sorry guys. There's the BPI 75008, and here is the batch code going vertical there, GVY76X. And I'll give myself a spray, just so I can spray the vintage. The vintage formula of this is a little bit, to me, it's a little bit stronger and earthier than the current variations, and I have smelled a current one, but it was a while ago. It was a long time ago, like 5 years ago. And for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, for years, you know that I am not opening this up. And for those of you who are kind of new to the channel, my channel is different. This is not about really reviewing fragrances. Unless I get one that's already opened, I'm not going to spray it and review it. I'm not going to open these up. These are collector's items. These are gems that I'm just adding to my collection. I have a huge, giant collection that someday I'm going to sell it off. And this is going to remain sealed, because how often do you find possibly a first year or second year, mid-90s, sealed in the box Issey Miyake L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme? The only thing I don't like about this is the top, which is a white top, has yellowed a bit. It's a little bit off, the color. But I'm pretty sure the bottle and the juice is pretty clean and nice inside, because overall the cellophane is in pretty good shape. Because if this is old, this would be brittle and cracking. It would be dusty and much dirtier than it is now. Smells fantastic. Yeah, smelling it on my hand right now. It's this earthy citrus. It's a yuzu, which is popular in Japan, that kind of citrus. And this is a great fragrance. I didn't really appreciate this at first. I wasn't really into this fragrance at all. Just saw tons and tons of love for this fragrance online. And then as I wore it more, I just started to like it. What's up with this cap? You might be asking. Well, this came without a cap. And I got this cap. This was like garbage. I don't know what I was just gonna throw this away. I think this came in the mail for some other fragrance. Some seller threw this on a capless bottle. Took it off that fragrance and it snaps into place on this one. So why not, right? I saw a comment asking me about the original white cap. That's a plastic white cap. Now what's left is just to tell you how I found it and how much I paid for it. As usual, just cruising through the listings online, this one popped up. I knew what it was. I knew that the older boxes have this half and half type thing, this silver white top, just like what the bottle looks like. Ones that came out in the 2000s have like a bluish, like a light blue strip, and they have a picture on the back of what the bottle looks like. After the postal code changes to 75116, then the batch codes start to make sense. If you want to know anything about the batch codes for BPI fragrances, go to Raiders of the Lost Scent. Go to the Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mans page, and what you read about the batch codes there, it's pretty much the same for L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme or Issey Miyake fragrances. How much did I pay for this? Well, I think it was 5,000 yen, and I asked the seller, would you drop the price to 4,500 yen? And I was waiting and waiting, and the guy dropped the price, and I clicked that buy button so fast on this one. I got this for $29 and change. What do you think this is worth, guys? I haven't even checked eBay. I don't think eBay has anything like this, a sealed vintage from the mid-90s that's like in really clean condition. What do you think it's worth, guys? I think maybe I can get like $200 if I put this on eBay. Maybe more. Who knows? We will find out in the future, though. Who knows when, maybe 5 years later when I decide to switch to the selling mode of this hobby. Now it's the buying mode. It's the acquisition mode of my hobby. Thanks for watching, guys. That's all I have for this video. Please leave a comment down below. What do you think of L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme? Or what's your favorite Issey Miyake flanker? There's a whole bunch of Issey Miyake flankers for this one, L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more of this kind of content. And please hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Stay tuned in a couple days. I'll upload the next video. And until then, take care.